In fact, I understand that there's actually a Mossad headquarters in Tehran, if you could believe it. And so not all of the strikes on Iran are coming from Israel, geographically speaking, as in terms of airplanes flying over from Israel to do air sorties. They are doing that as well. I don't know all the details, but I know that as ballistic missiles are fired at Israel, each one of those ballistic missiles that's fired then reveals a location from which ballistic missiles are fired. So the bank of targets is growing as the operation continues, meaning there's an initial bank of targets that comes from the intelligence information that's been collected over the decades by Israel about all of the various military installations. And I should add, and this is important for your audience, there's a lot of kind of reductionist black and white thinking about this. This isn't only about taking out the nuclear sites. Israel has been terrorized and Israelis have been murdered by the Iranian regime for decades and decades. And this is about taking out Iran's ballistic missile capability, taking out their military capability, because this is a regime that is, by its own daily statements in parliament and at the beginning of every school day in every classroom, devoted to the genocide of the Jewish people and the destruction of Israel. So this is really about destroying Iran's capability to harm Israel. So I don't know all the details of all the different places that they're striking, what I do know is that from my sources in the Israeli government and the Israeli military, we are way ahead of schedule, meaning the operation has moved along much more quickly with much greater success than was even anticipated. If someone had told you before this, and there was a lot of fear-mongering going on before this of all the terrible things that would happen, and of course it's not over yet, but if someone had told you before this started that within a day, Israel would achieve complete air superiority and be able to essentially behave as it wishes in the skies above Iran and take care of business without any fear at all, you would have been told that you were crazy and that the Israelis don't have that capability. But it turns out we do. And there's a lot of other capabilities that Israel has that the naysayers are still saying that Israel does not have. So as far as I can tell, as far as I understand it, the operation is moving along more quickly than even expected, but there are still many more targets. I'm hearing that it's expected to be weeks-long operation, but how long it's going to go is really going to be determined. At what point is the threat neutralized? You know, if your kid is sick and you're by their bedside and someone says, "How long are you going to hang out by this bedside?" You don't say, "Well, I have a timeline on it." You say, "Until they're better." And our children are under attack every day. Our families are under attack every day. We've been under attack for a long, long time.